is creating columns. This is going to make you a more advanced user than probably 50% of the people in this building that have not taken computer apps before. Creating columns can be effective for, I don't know, say things like brochures. It could be effective for creating lists. It can be effective anytime you want your data to look more professional and you don't want to put it into a table. Now, columns, again, if you remember, are the up and down creations of things. They are not the rows going across. They are up and down. I'm just going to show you a quick example of what I'm talking about. So if we click into a new Word document, I'm just going to type the names of some of the people that sit up here at front. So let's see, we have Shelby, and we have JC, and we have Levi, and Kate. Oh, who else sits up here? Colin, and Cody, and Austin, and Mason, and Taggart, and Noah. Okay, so there I have a list of people. And sure, I could manually hit enter and I could tab them over and I could make a big mess of this. The problem with hitting tabs and setting tabs in here is I don't need to spend that much time on this. I simply want to take this data that is right here and I want to make it into some simple columns. Now you can access columns by going to your toolbar and columns, and I can tell it I want 2 columns, and it's going to put my data into 2 columns when I have enough data that gets to the bottom to fill this. So right now you can see on my ruler that it's showing that. So you're thinking, yeah, right, whatever, Bauermeister. So let's go ahead and make it a fun font. Alex Brush sounds very pretty for today, doesn't it? And let's make it nice and big so you can see what I'm talking about here. So there you go. Let me zoom out. You can see it nicely put these, it left aligned it because that's what I have it set as, but it put these people into a very nice 2-column format. Now that's one way to access that. I can take my columns from my toolbar, or excuse me, yeah, my toolbar. I can also go to Format, and I can go to where? Where do you think I can go to? Sorry, had to move that thing out of the way again. Columns, that's exactly right. Now this is where you can get a little bit more specific with columns. Maybe I want to put this data into 3 columns. And you can also put a fancy little line between. You can also tell it how much space you want in between your columns. Maybe I want more space in between mine. I'm going to go back to 2 just to show you what I'm talking about here so you can see it with these names. So I'll click OK. Let's go choose a different font so it's easier to read. I just downloaded a really cool one, Collegiate Heavy, and let's make it 48. Oh, no, 48's not big enough. Let's go ahead and make it 100. Nice 100. Oh, but the only problem with that is because I've set this as my margin right now, it's going to break those names. So JC Levi, you're very lucky. Kate, sorry, that K must be too big. Cody Austin, you're not so lucky. Notice it automatically defaults by doing a soft page break and moves it on to the next page. Let's just make this a little bit smaller so the names don't look all weird. Oh, Shelby, your name is still too big. Austin, yours is too, so is Taggart's. But you get what I'm saying, that you can do your formatting there. So again, I can go to 2 columns. I can't get that line to show up unless I go to my Format menu, Format and Columns, and that's how I can set that up. So columns are pretty easy. Notice, though, you can also apply it to your selected text or the whole document. As we've talked about in the past, I highly recommend that you key your data first, then format second. Why? Because otherwise if I put in all of this stuff and then after Noah's name I want to go change my font, so you can see what I'm doing here is something different, and I want to start typing something. Oh gosh, it didn't change. If I want to go change my font and I want to type something else here, well then it's going to continue with that. Well, maybe I don't want this stuff to be part of my columns. So then I have to go in and change it, and it just makes it much more cumbersome than it needs to be. I can go change it. I'll apply this to selected text and say OK. So then it puts just that data up above their names into the columns. Easy peasy, right? I sure hope so. Okay, one more lesson.